Okay, welcome to coffee chat number 5. Just going to take a swig of the coffee. Okay, we're doing this. Normally we do this in the daytime, but we're doing this a little bit in the evening. And I've been really busy recently doing some recording and for my new album, some writing. And so I've been in and out of studios, and it's a pretty busy time, but I don't have a lot of time for YouTube at the moment, but that's why I'm doing these coffee chats instead of normal lessons and reviews and stuff like that. But anyway, let's get to this coffee chat, and to start off with, I'm going to play you a little bit of this really cool pedal that I've just discovered via my friend Brian, so thanks to Brian, he knows who he is. And this pedal actually costs £20, and it's a reproduction of a Klon pedal. And so when my friend said, look, this pedal's really good, I've done a shootout with 10 kind of clones of a Klon, and this one was like one of the best sounding pedals. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a play of this. I mean, I really like kind of using Klons for the overdrive, so I haven't got this dialed as a boost, I've got it more as a kind of a gainy sort of overdrive. And I just kind of like it, just sounds kind of like, I don't know, you can kind of hear the caps, I don't know if they're germanium or whatever, but I like that overdrive sound. So it's really good for that kind of rhythm sound. Yeah, and also for playing sort of ballads and so forth. Yeah, so check it out. It's the MOSKY Golden Horse, and you can get a silver one as well. Both of them great sounding pedals, and you know, they're quite dynamic. You know, they're sort of responsive. Yeah, so that's that. Brilliant pedal. It's on my pedal board, but just because it's quite small, so I'm going to flash up a photo of it. And yeah, check them out. If you haven't got enough money to buy a Klon or a Klon clone, then this is a pedal. And even if you have got loads of money, check them out. They're just great pedals. Yeah? Okay, let's get back to the main subject of this coffee chat, and we're going to be discussing a video that I released in Coffee Chat 4, where I said just sort of stating my dislike for PRS guitar, Paul Reed Smith guitars. Now, before I go into my response to some of the great comments that you've replied, let's just take a look at a video that I did around my friend's house playing his new PRS guitar. Got it for his birthday, and I think it was £9,000 or £10,000 worth of guitar. So just check this video out now. I'll be playing a Midnight Blues on a £10,000 guitar. Okay, so that was a great guitar. That was an amazing guitar. It wasn't a great guitar, it was an amazing guitar. I mean, let me tell you, the workmanship on that guitar was just, you know, out of this world. It was like some of the best handmade acoustic or classical guitars, or you know, cellos, or it was really up there. The craftsmanship was amazing. So, and it sounded really good, as you can hear. The sound is really good. There's no doubt that it sounds great and it played great. I just couldn't fault it. But like I said, that guitar, it's a shame actually I played that, because a week after that I went with my same friend Brian. We went to Andertons, which is a music store here in England, quite well known, and we went into their room, and there was about maybe 5 or 6, maybe more, PRS hanging on the wall, and they were particularly good models. They weren't the private stock, but they were top of the line sort of production ones. And for me, they didn't really speak out to me. They didn't jump out at me like this private stock guitar. So in a way, I shouldn't really have played that 10 grand guitar. I should have gone to Andertons first, checked out the normal ones, and then played the cream of the cream. Because I kind of went to Andertons thinking they were all going to be as really great guitars, and I'd forgotten how good they were, and I was kind of a little bit disappointed. But saying that, they're very good quality, and I did say in the video that they were very good quality guitars. And let's have a look at some of the comments. And like I said, I'm really cool with this channel. You can hate, you can write horrible comments to me. I don't mind. It's all cool. It's just cool that you're watching the channel, watching the videos, and feel free to if you hate what I'm saying, that's cool, man. Just post whatever you got to do. So let's have a look. The funniest comment first. I'm going to read you this one first. WTF, does Julian Assange know about guitars anyway? So I think he's referring to the fact that I look like Julian Assange, which is not the first time somebody's told me that, so fair enough. PRS is better bang for buck and still plays better to me than any overpriced Gibson, and that's from Jeff O'Quinn. So thanks, Jeff, for your comment, and thanks for the saying I look like Julian Assange, who's here with me in London, although he's locked up in a MC, and unfortunately I'm not. So thanks for that, Jeff. I'm going to come back to Gibson in a minute. So someone else said, Scott Cald said, so you bought a PRS and you're upset that it didn't sound like a Les Paul or Strat? Lots of people won't buy Gibsons because you have to hope you get one that was built and QA'd correctly. I think the answer for you is don't buy one. That's why there are different brands. Okay, that's fair. That's a pretty fair enough comment. So there's where are we? There's some more funny ones. So Peyton Adams says, name a song with PRS in it. Proceeds to name 100 songs that were written before PRS guitars were even a thing. Actually, that is true. In hindsight, it's quite funny because all the songs I was playing, like all that stuff, that was written before PRS was even thought of. But the truth be told, I mean, somebody said, "Oh, why didn't you say Nickelback?" Because Nickelback used PRS. It's like, I've never listened to any Nickelback music. The only Nickelback YouTube video I've ever watched is the one where they got booed off stage. That's quite funny. But that's kind of not my music really. So I wouldn't really. I don't know if any self-respecting guitar player would listen seriously to Nickelback. But there you go. That's my opinion. Okay. Somebody's probably going to shoot me down for that. But okay, it will never sound like Santana. No matter what you do, you had to be him and cut through any mix. Okay. Well, yeah. Carlos Santana could play any guitar, Another thing is Al Di Meola and John McLaughlin. They are two of the greatest guitar players on the planet. Those guys are incredible, both of them. And Al Di Meola is actually quite a big influence. When I was a student at university, I'd be trying to learn some of his. I'd be trying to cop off some of his lines, and I need to practice more. But what a player! And John McLaughlin, the guy's a genius. So whatever they play, I'm cool with that. But the thing is, Al Di Meola, he sounded amazing on a Les Paul. If you listen to his videos when in the late 70s, early 80s, when he was playing a Gibson Custom or Gibson Les Paul, fantastic, real cutting sound, you know, which I felt he's kind of lost a little bit with the PRS, but you know, again, my opinion. So what I'm trying to say is, the good news about PRS, and this is kind of what I said in the video, was they make excellent quality guitars, so nothing leaves their factory unless it's really well made, you know. However, the same can't be said for Fender and Gibson, because this is my big problem with Fender and Gibson. It's like Jimi Hendrix, you know, in the late 60s, he took a factory made Fender guitar and played it. Now he wouldn't be able to do that. He'd have to go to the custom shop. So why have you got an American standard guitar and a custom shop? Okay, I understand the custom shops because you want to go retro. You want to get a 54 Strat, a 60 Strat. Fair enough, yeah. But the standard American guitar should be up there, the same quality. And that's why personally, this guitar here is not a Fender guitar. It's a Strat. It's made in Japan. I'm not going to tell you the name of the make. But this guitar, they only make, you know, they make one maple neck Strat, and it's really, really good. They don't have to make it. They don't have to make lots. You know, this is the thing. My problem with Gibson and Fender is that they've got these custom shops, because the standard model is just way below the custom shop. It should be the same level. You know, you shouldn't have to be paying extra to get a proper, you know, quality guitar. So that's my, maybe we should do another video about that sometime. So I'm not letting Fender and Gibson off the hook by any means. I don't actually own a Gibson guitar, and I don't own I own an old Fender guitar, but not a new one. So, you know, there you go. Fender and Gibsons, you know, I love them. They're amazing guitars, but recently, I think in the last 20-30 years, the standard models haven't really been great guitars. I think that's where PRS have the edge over Fender and Gibson, is that their standard guitars, even though they may charge a little bit more, they are actually very, very good quality, you know. I did try the John Mayer PRS guitar, and I've got to say I wasn't a fan of that. It seems very sticky, a lot of gloss on it, and the neck had a nice shape. I played two of them now, one in Andertons and one at London Guitar Show. The one at London Guitar Show on a PRS stand was awful. It was really badly set up. It just didn't play very well at all. You know, maybe the strings were light. I don't know. The one in Andertons was I think they do a better job of setting them up, and it was quite good. You know, but it wasn't. You know, it wasn't like this. I'm not sure why you'd want to buy a John Mayer Strat over a normal Strat. You know, having birds on the fretboard looks silly in my opinion. Okay, so let's come back to the PRS thing. So really, what I wanted to say is apologies to anyone I've offended, because I know a lot of people, they work really hard, as I did. I told you in my story that I worked for 2 months, 3 months saving up money, and I don't want to insult people. You know, it's nothing personal. You know, it's not like I'm calling your mother ugly. You know, nothing like that. I'm sure your mother's very beautiful, but saying that, for me, they just didn't work out. And also the image, yeah, somebody said that I've got no image, I've got zero image, and I don't look like a rock star. And I have to agree with them, you know, no problem, I agree with you. And so I need all the help I can get, you know, and you know, with my bad image and a PRS guitar, it's not going to do me any favours. So, you know, I need something cool. And to be honest, I think my favourite guitar is a Fender Telecaster, Fender 52 Telecaster. I think it's the ultimate guitar. It looks the coolest, it sounds the coolest. You just can't, you know, it's a guitar that I'm going to retire with for sure. When I've done playing all these fancy guitars, I'm going to end up with a 52 Tele. And that, you know, so that's where I'm kind of coming from. I'm coming from a very basic, you know, primeval sort of look, really. And sort of PRS are the opposite end of the spectrum. They're beautiful, you know, they have the tiger top, the birds, and I think, you know, you turn up with, you know, like, it's like almost you need to have really good clothes and nice clean trainers in order to play a PRS. It's kind of like, I'd be too scruffy myself to play a PRS, I think. There is a guy I didn't mention called Stephen Bruton, and I seriously think you should check him out. I'm going to put a link to a cool video. And my friend Paul from the north of England, hit me to Stephen Bruton a long time ago, because Stephen Bruton was Kris Kristofferson's guitar player, and he had a collection of something like 20 Dumbles or 25 Dumbles, you know. And he was a good friend with Alexander Dumble. And anyway, cut long story short, this guy is a beautiful, beautiful guitar player, and he played PRS guitars, you know, and he loved them, and you know, his playing is wonderful, you know, even though he's playing a PRS. I say even. So he's playing a PRS, and he's playing fantastic. But saying that, I can still hear the PRS guitar. And this is a conclusion I'm going to give to you. After playing that £10,000 guitar, after playing the PRSs in the Andertons, my experience from years ago, listening to Stephen Bruton and all these guys, you can hear, you know, PRS does have a sound, and that sound I just do not like. It's just it's a personal thing, you know. I just don't like that sound. It doesn't sound kind of. I'm looking for a gritty, earthy, vintage kind of sound, and that is not that sound. It's kind of a bit more in your face. It's kind of what I would call a more modern sound, and it's just not really where I'm coming from, you know, as a musician and my music, you know. So they're just not for me. But saying that, you know, what I want to say to everyone, whether you like them or not, is yeah, they are great. You know, they're very well built guitars, and if you spend a lot of money on them, you're going to get your money's worth. You know, because they put a lot of money into R&D, into the build quality, and so you're going to get your money's worth for sure. You know, but for me, I'm going to still say I don't like the sound of them. I don't like the look of them. You know, I don't want any birds on my guitars. You know, especially not on the. I don't mind having my name or something. You know, but I don't want birds on a fretboard, and that's just a personal preference. I think it looks silly, but other people love it, and also just there's not enough. I feel there's not enough wood on the guitar. You know, there's not enough. If you look at Les Paul, it's got a nice chunky bit of wood, and Strats seem to have more wood on them. I don't know. They just sort of resonate, and that's another thing. Lastly, is when I was in Andertons last week. I don't want to plug Andertons, by the way. It's the first time I've ever been in there. It's nothing to do with the shop. I played them acoustically, and they didn't really ring out for me. You know, the same problem as I had 20 years ago. They just didn't. You know, when you strum a guitar acoustically, it just didn't ring out. Okay, so hope that addresses some of your comments. Thanks again for leaving comments. You know, good or bad, it's great. We don't care on this channel. We're not going to delete any, you know, nasty comments. You can feel free to speak your mind. And next coffee chat is going to be about amplifiers, because I had a good friend now from YouTube actually. He asked me about you know, what guitar amp to buy, and I've had a few other questions about the same subject. So next coffee chat is going to be, you know, what amplifier should I buy? What's the best amplifier for me? I'm going to go through some steps and things to think about for you to choose your amplifier. So until then, have a good time, guys, and speak soon. Cheers.